Hi, my name is Barry Threw. It's an absolute pleasure to speak with you all here this morning. And thanks, Morrison, again for an incredible talk showing how artistic applications of this kind of work that we're all doing here can be applied. We've already seen a lot of incredible projects here focused primarily on the preservation of heritage sites so that they can be generated and appreciated for future generations. And I'm here to talk to you about something a bit different than that. With the current turbulence facing our world, how can we use iconic and culturally important architectures as active agents for art, community building, education, social change? How can media and architecture enable us to cognitively map our environments to better understand our world? As my bio alluded to, I'm a designer and technologist at a company called Obscura Digital. We're a creative studio based in San Francisco, California, that applies digital media technologies to transform architectural spaces. We focus on the engineering of experience, events, and installations with civic, cultural, governmental, commercial organizations all around the world. We'll start right with a case study here. This is a heritage site in Abu Dhabi, Fort Al Jahili, which is in Al Ain. It's an important historical monument for the Emirates, completed in 1891 and served in various capacities over its history. The Emirati government approached us to activate this site for their 40th National Day celebration. And together we decided to take the opportunity to tell the history of the unification of the country in a rich way through the marriage of media with this architecture. And so you can see there that performance was seen by a large number of people in LA and over the course of the National Day celebrations. We used several media techniques there, collage, 3D mapping clearly to tell the story of the country's history through a number of the unique attributes of it, pearl diving, falconeering, those sorts of cultural traits inherent to it. The process for this is much like we've been talking about here on the front end. Laser scanning these structures. There's an additional stage of the project of the physical infrastructure of putting up all these projectors. This particular show was a 5-projector situation. Some of the things I'll show you a little later on go up to 60, 70 sorts of projectors that are all blended and mapped. Onto sites like this. This isn't a rendering, this is the actual projection of the map of the building back onto its surface. So we can accurately map media on. So we followed up this show, the success there, with a much more impressive and iconic illumination of the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. This is the second largest mosque in the world. A wonder of architectural engineering, fine gemstones. It has the largest mosaic tile in the world in its courtyard. Either largest or second largest carpet on the inside. And we used a lot of these patterns and tiling for the media to go on the mosque, particularly because of the unique nature of it as a holy site. Again, the process is much the same for all these buildings. Projector setup, it takes a large team of people to do this all the way through a creative process that can take months. For media rendering, creation, throwing creative ideas around. Here you can see some of our team hanging out in our control rooms. And calibration stages for the projector, which we have a lot of proprietary software to take care of. And so at the end of this project, we wound up with So following up on these mappings based on cultural and historic themes. We started looking for some ways to use architecture not just for showing history, but lighting the way towards the future. The Oceanic Preservation Society approached us with Louis Sihoyos, director of a movie called The Cove, about dolphin slaughter, to work together on a technological approach for his next film called Racing Extinction, to call attention to climate change, its effect on species, and as we head towards what's likely the sixth mass extinction on our planet if we don't take action. The first stage of this ongoing project was to construct a mobile gorilla projection rig that we could use to project thematic elements as juxtapositions to some of the sites where some of these issues are taking place. So we outfitted a Tesla with a couple projectors that deploy from the back of the car, and we can take this thing out mobily in the city to canvas any sort of civic space with, whatever imagery we want. For example, on smokestacks, power plants, chemical plants, those sorts of things. The outside of the car is also covered with a electroluminescent paint coating, which just looks good. And so there we have some mobile light weaponry, and can use it to educate and inform about these causes on all sorts of non-traditional spaces. We took this project onward to the United Nations for the Climate Change Conference in New York last year, and it's been so many projects since then, I don't remember the dates now. Much the same show, a lot of imagery from various places around the world, along with, on this show, a lot of data visualization and other kinds of visualizations of the ways some of these climate issues are affecting us all.
We all lose hope. There is no hope. Without hope, people fall into apathy. There's still a lot left that's worth fighting for.
So we moved on to do sort of a bigger structure, more iconic, the Empire State Building. and reprised the projection change and racing extinction footage. Once again, there's our friend Cecil. May he rest in peace. So this show was extremely successful. It wound up with somewhere around 1 billion impressions across various social media sites and create a vast amount of attention around this project, the movie, the film, and its extra community benefits. Online activist engagements. So we'd like to talk to you about one more thing today. A project that Obscura Digital is partnering on, and myself and my friend John Phillips from Creative Commons are launching today here at the SciArc Summit, along with a lot of international partners, Electronic Frontier Foundation, Creative Commons, Obscura, Wikimedia, Mozilla, called New Palmyra. Back in around 2005, a friend of ours named Basil Cardabil, who's in Damascus, started on a modeling project of Palmyra. From photos, site visits, with a group of other collaborators in Syria. And from it, they started making these reconstructions. Unfortunately, some of this data is lost, and so given the current climate and the destruction of all of these sites in Palmyra, we are recreating models based on the data we have, and also modeling sites that hadn't been done yet. And this is an example of the first model that we're going to release today of the Temple of Bel in Palmyra. All this data will be freely available under Creative Commons Zero licenses, really because the best possible way to make sure this data is preserved for as long as possible isn't really to bury it under a rock. It's to distribute it as widely as possible and make sure that it's engaged by people and artists around the world. This is not really a science or preservation project as such, but when you recreate a virtual city, people have to live in it. So we're accepting creative derivative works based on music, sculpture, painting, any sort of way to get the community engaged around these concepts and help to go past the future into creating a virtual community that can spring up where other things have been deleted. That's some of this site's available now at newpalmyra.org. So in closing, I presented some other ways to achieve resilience through innovation here today. Instead of being static tombs of archived knowledge, architectures can be given an agency as active sites of social change, serving as cognitive amplifiers for developing culture and transforming society. We can leverage its poetics to affect the public and help humans understand critical issues that face us all. The future becomes a threat when the collective imagination becomes incapable of seeing alternatives to trends leading to devastation, increased poverty, and violence. What I suggest here are ways to culturally prototype alternative futures, building on past to create positive political gestures and ultimately deliver an alibi for art itself. Thank you.